Good morning. Happy Tuesday, May 14th. Wow, we're almost to the middle of May. I hope you all had a great Mother's Day weekend. We traveled on Sunday, and then I had um, several appointments yesterday, a couple for myself, and then I had to take my mom for something. So I was unable to come on live yesterday. So I'm here today on Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. If you're new here, my name's Leslie. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I just share fun ways to use stamps, paper, and ink. If you're here, please say hello. I'm going to turn my comments on so I can see you. Also, let me know if you can hear me. I had trouble with one of my mom's telehealth visits that the audio wasn't working, so please let me know if you can hear me, if you're here. I love to chat with you. I'm going to turn my camera around. I'm going to try and do this so my arm doesn't show. And we're going to get started today because I do have to go over and do another telehealth with my mom here in a few minutes. But I did want to come on during the month of May in honor of all of our close to my heart demonstrators that are coming over to Stampin' Up. I am sharing some scrapbooking projects. So last week, let's see if I can find last week's project. I scrapped a one-page layout, a 12 by 12 layout for Mother's Day. This was last year's Mother's Day. And I used some elements from a paper pumpkin kit, along with some stamps and dies for that. You can go to my blog, theplaidpoodle.com, and find all the information for that. I did a pretty long blog post on that one with a lot of information. And before I get started on today's project, I haven't really been promoting this a lot, but if you have ever thought about joining Stampin' Up, right now there is an excellent join offer. A few times a year they'll offer some extra incentive for joining, and it's a really great one right now. When you join Stampin' Up! And become a demonstrator, and there's different ways to go about that. You don't have to do what I do. We have several different genres of demonstrators, if you will, and I would love to chat with you. But right now, when you join Stampin' Up, you get to choose $125 worth of product for $99 and free shipping. In addition to that, and that's whatever you choose, you get a pack of the new in color cardstock, which is a value of $11.50. You get a pack of this beautiful pattern 6x6 in color designer series paper. This is, I'm looking at my my catalog so I get the prices correct. This is a $12.50 value. So already we're at 20 whatever. You guys do the math. You know me, if you've been around a while, I'm not that great at math. You also can choose, or no, you don't choose. This comes with your kit. The new in color stamp pads. This is worth $40.50. So what a deal, what a value. And then you also get a pack of the Stampin' Write markers, and we're going to use a Stampin' Write marker in today's project, and this is worth $17.50. So when you add all of that up, in addition to your $125 worth of product, that's a big deal. So I just wanted to share that. I haven't been real earnest in sharing that join offer. That is during the month of May only. So I would love to chat with you about it. We'd love to have you on our team. We have a great group of stampers. paper crafters, and we'd love to have you join us. So just message me, comment, and I will get with you. Okay, the project today. On Tuesdays, I send out a freebie, and this week I am sending out a sketch. This is a double page, 12 by 12 inch scrapbook layout sketch that I created, and today's project is going to be kind of based on this sketch, but if you're on my mailing list, you will be getting this later today. Like I said, I have some appointments after I hop off of here, and after those appointments, I will get that email set up and ready to roll. So if you're not already subscribed, there's a little, in the description, there's a link that you can go sign up. And on Tuesdays, I send out card recipes. This week, you're going to get this cute sketch for scrapbooking, and it's easy, it's free, and it's just my gift to you to show my appreciation. Okay, I am going to make a double page spread this week. Last week I did the single page. I started soft. So today I'm really going to get into it. I had some photos from a baseball game. We have the Kansas City Royals here, and I thought this paper would go really great with, I'm going to try and get all of everything in the screen. We might have to do one page at a time. I had some great photos from the Kansas City Royals game, and they go great with this Country Woods Designer Series paper because the Royals are blue, lots of blue. This was in 2021, I believe. Remember when all the baseball stadiums were empty, and the guys were playing ball in front of cardboard cutouts? This was the year after that, and we took the fam. Everybody was in town, and so it worked out really well. So I've got these photos. I don't think I used this one, or I have room for this one, but let's find out. And like I said last week, I like to map my photos. So I cut some rectangles I could have probably had this all glued down before we started, but it's okay. So I took some Misty Moonlight cardstock, and I cut these mats for my photos. I'm going to glue that down really fast. Oh, I did use this picture. It was one of those Fridays. They do fireworks on Fridays. It might have been Buck Night, where everything was really cheap. Love to go to Buck Night. Okay, so let's mat these really fast. And I followed that sketch that I showed you. I'll pull that back out so you can kind of see. Because I had all of these, I changed it up a little bit, but I had all of these, I had a couple of landscape photos, but most of them were in the, what do you call that when they're upright? So fun to see these little kids because they're so much bigger now. And we also have an additional one now that we didn't have this year when we went to this game. So the grandkids love to come over and look at the photos, don't they? Don't they grab your phone and want to look at all your photos? So how nice to have them in an album. My sister, I think she commented on one of my posts that she just changes out her albums on her coffee table on a regular basis. So when the family comes over, the kids come over, everybody likes to flip through them and talk about the memories. So I'm really excited to get back into my traditional scrapbooking. All right, so now that I've matted all my photos on this Misty Moonlight cardstock, I chose that color because it goes with my Country Woods Designer Series paper that I'm using, and I've been using this to death. So a lot of the pages are missing, but they're wood grain prints, very rustic, country, really fun to work with. I should have grabbed the cards we did at card class last Thursday. Here's your lighter prints, because I used some of this paper for the cards. I love this one, and I can't wait to use some of these in future projects. And all the products that I'm using are listed in the description, so you can find them there. Anyway, we've matted our photos, and then I wanted some kind of foundation to put them on. I had this 12 by 12 balmy blue cardstock, and so I thought that would be kind of a nice, instead of white, I chose to use the balmy blue. And then I cut these according to the sketch. I cut this Designer Series paper, and these measure 10 by 8. And don't pay attention that I cut one with the grain going this way and one with the grain going that way. Oops. And before I put that down first, because then I added some strips on top of that. So I kind of like to do this, kind of lay everything out and see how it's going to look. But as you can see from the sketch, that's kind of what I did. Now I'm going to change it up a little bit because it worked with my photos better. And that's what sketches are. They're just kind of a starting off point for you. So I'm going to lay this right in the middle of this 12 by 12. I'm just eyeballing it. And it's just kind of a little bit of added interest and texture behind my photos. And I don't use a whole lot of adhesive because, oops, I will use page protectors over this. I like to use page protectors. Okay, so that's kind of my first little layer. And then I cut these strips, which are 12 inches by 1 3/4 out of the Designer Series paper as well. And I'm still following my sketch here. And I'm going to raise this up about 1 inch. This is where I probably like to use some liquid glue, but this will work. I got a little glue. I think I took my little glue remover erasers upstairs for class. I have about 3 of them, and I like to make sure they're accessible to everyone. Okay, so we're going to add this strip, and you'll see on the double page spread that it's just kind of, this page is kind of a match of the first page. It's like it's just a continuation. It's just a long, what would that be, 24-inch spread. Okay, now I'm going to start laying my photos, and that's where I kind of started to change it up from the the sketch because I had one more photo and my photos weren't exactly shaped this way. I trimmed them down as best I could. And I added this larger one. I wanted the three of us because this is the only picture that had my daughter in it. So I wanted to use that picture. I tried cutting my husband off of one, but I just thought it was such a good picture that I wanted to include all of us. So this is when I started changing it up. Then I have this little picture. This is Sam. This is the only picture Sam is in. He's way down on the line there, and my son-in-law. So I definitely wanted to include that picture because I wanted to include everybody that was there. I put the little fireworks one down here. The little girls, of course, they're always going to want to be in the photos. So, and it was such a precious picture that this is where I kind of changed it up from the sketch. I wanted to include that picture of the girls, and then my husband and I put down here, and then my son, and here's his family. So you can see how I kind of changed it up, and then we're going to add some elements here to kind of zhuzh up this left-hand side. So let me glue these down. And again, I want everything to be kind of lined up with everything else. So I'm leaving both pages. In fact, why don't we put our title on before I glue everything down? You can also see on the sketch where this one is vertical and I have a horizontal picture. So I changed it up, but I think it looks nice. I think it's pleasing to the eye. So I think we're good there. Okay, so I have this little yellow, I forget who our mascot's called. What is his name? And I wanted to kind of pull some of that yellow out. So I created some flags, and that's what I used for the title, at the game. And that's what I'm going to use to put over here in this empty space. And then I thought it would be fun to maybe run some baker's twine through those little flags. So this is retired product, and it just retired. It is the 2224 in color baker's twine. There were 5 spools of baker's twine, but I kind of wanted it with this blue here. And I'm going to punch some holes, which I forgot to grab my hole puncher. Hold on a minute. So I have this 1/16 hole punch. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do 2 so they're kind of even. And then I'm going to hold this one over so it looks very uniform. Okay. These are just 2-inch strips of crushed curry. Again, I was pulling this yellow out. I wanted something, I have a lot of blue and white here, and I wanted a different color. I considered pulling the pink from my little granddaughter's shorts, but the yellow went with our little mascot here. So I did that, and then I just flagged the ends, and I thought what I would do is just kind of thread this. I'm going to kind of make a pennant, right? I'll do it over here so y'all can see. There's a lot going on here. My ribbon scissors are upstairs. I had card class on Thursday evening, my evening class, and then we left early Friday morning to go to my daughter's for the weekend, so out of town. So I have not put everything away from class, and a lot of my supplies and things are still upstairs, but that's okay. That's my project for this afternoon. As soon as I get back from my my mom's appointment, it's a telehealth, so it should be really quick. And I told her I would take her to the library because she is out of reading material. So, and her library is right across the street from her apartment. Okay, so I am going to kind of figure this out. I'm going to do a bow eventually. So I'm just kind of playing around here where my pictures are going to go. I think I had them about an inch from the side. And I was lining them up. I just liked it that way. We're going to add some other elements here in a minute. Okay, I like that. Now I'm going to pop those up with some dimensionals. So far I haven't done any stamping. I've done some die cutting. I die cut the little letters out, and those are I forget what they're called, but like I said, all my supplies are listed in the description. You get all of these fun letters with some little punctuation marks and things. So that's what I used on my pennants. And I also used our adhesive sheets. When I cut those out, I used our adhesive sheets, and I forgot to put that on the description list, so I need to add that. I did these last week before I left town, so it would be ready for today. Those adhesive sheets are fabulous for something like these skinny little letters. So that it just kind of turned them into stickers. And I was able to okay, this is going to drive me nutty. I think what I'll do is just go ahead and adhere everything down and then tighten up my baker's twine. So I don't always put a title on my scrapbook pages. I don't know if that's like a cardinal sin, but I know it's kind of important, or it's an element that is used quite regularly when I look at other people's projects. And I had this big space over here, and I thought this would be cute for a title. So let me know if you always put titles on your scrapbook pages. All right, and I don't know if I'll do a bow here. I don't know that I can do a bow here. We'll see. I think I'm going to leave that loose for now. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and glue down my photos. Got all those little my daughter had a pink shirt on too. I think that's why I kind of considered adding pink, because my granddaughter had on pink shorts and my daughter had on a pink shirt. but I had to stick with the Royals colors. So I just used the blue and the gold. The crown for the Royals is gold. Okay, now we're on to this page. And I'm going to hold this here just so I can line these up and make sure that they are even with the others. I took a bunch of pictures this weekend. We went strawberry picking on Saturday and had so much fun. The weather was beautiful. It wasn't too hot, you know. Sometimes doing those things can be a little miserable, but it was beautiful. Nice breeze. We got 2 buckets of strawberries, and so I got lots of pictures, so I can't wait to do next week. Maybe I will do a layout with those pictures. All right, then this is where I kind of went off grid from the sketch. And remember, if you're on my mailing list, you will be getting this sketch in your email either later today or tomorrow. So if you're not on my mailing list, go ahead and sign up for that. And you still have time, so you'll receive this sketch. This is where I kind of went off plan because I wanted to add these this extra photo, and I kind of went, I think when I decided I was going to just go a little bit lower and then line these up over here. I think it's still pleasing to the eye, don't you? And like I said last week, if you want to see last week's video, I'll create a playlist for my scrapbook layouts, and you can look at that too. But it's all you can scroll down if you're on Facebook, or you can look at my live videos if you're on YouTube. And I mentioned I like to use as many photos as I can. I don't like to waste space. Okay, I created these baseballs, and I was going to show you how I did that. I think I learned this from a different demonstrator. In fact, I know I did. Just using a circle punch. And I'm just going to throw these baseballs around the page. I think 3. That kind of looks cute, like they're kind of, and I'll show you how I made them. It was really easy. I used a 2-inch circle punch, and if you don't have a circle punch, you could use a die, and you're going to need a template. So I'll show you how I made the template. Let's go ahead and put these baseballs on here, and then I'll show you how I created these cute little baseball die cuts with just a 2-inch circle punch. If you don't have a punch or a die, you could probably, I'm going to pop these up too. I love our dimensionals because it's not popped up so terribly much. And I told you that I like to use page protectors on my finished pages, so these won't be so tall and out of whack that it'll affect the page protectors. So, and I just went with 3 on the page. I didn't want to distract too much from the photos, and but it needed just a little something else. So that's why I decided to make these baseballs. I didn't have a stamp or die set, so I made my own. So I'm going to show you real quick how I did that. So I punched 2 circles. One I'm going to use as a template. And then you don't really need to use a ruler, but I will use a ruler. Excuse me, I'm reaching. And I divided my circle in half. I could use my grid paper, I guess. I just divided it in half, and then I divided it in half again. Because at these intersections, this is where we're going to add our, what did I do with that spare? Here we go. We're going to add our little half circles for our baseball. So I'm going to use just this little section, and see how I'm lining this X up with this X? And you have to hold it. And then you do your little circle. And then you do it again on this side. I know right now is baseball season. All the little guys and big guys are playing baseball. Then I just did little stitches, just little V's. All the way. And then I took a little sponge dauber and some smoky slate ink, and I just sponged the edges because, you know, these baseballs have been out on the field and they have gotten dirty. So they just gives it a little dimension and a little extra. So that's all I did. Just do the little V's. And then on the other side, and you end up with your cute little baseball die cuts. So that's how I did the baseball die cuts for my layout. And this was just a real red Stampin' Write marker. So here is our layout. I need to figure out what I'm going to do with this baker's twine over on the left side. If I'm going to try and tighten a bow. I don't think I can tighten a bow. Let me look at it this way. I think what I'm going to do is just tighten a little knot maybe. Or I could just leave it kind of loosey-goosey. Like that. And I think I will just leave it a little loosey-goosey and just take a tiny bit of multi-purpose liquid glue. And again, when I put my page protectors down, that will hold that pretty good. You don't need much glue, just the tiniest little dab will do ya. These bottles are listed on my website, theplaidpoodle.com. I have a Scrap Room Favorites page, and these bottles that I get off of Amazon are listed there. I love that for when I'm trying to do fine tip gluing. Okay, I'm going to get something off my screen here so I can make sure you can see the whole layout. So there we go. There is my baseball layout, my double page spread using the sketch. So if you are on my mailing list, these will be going out later today as soon as I get back from my appointments. If you're not on there, go get on there. Thanks so much for joining me. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions about anything I've done today or need some help with your paper crafting, don't hesitate to reach out. And you all have a great, fabulous, terrific Tuesday. And I will see you again next week for another Make It Monday mini class. We'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.